Arizona State defensive back Xavion Alford, Shadow Creek High School in Pearland, Arizona State, with us on 365 Sports. So Coach Dillingham just told us you were the pregame inspiration speeches. Is that something that comes naturally to you? And what does that mean to you to be that guy?
Yes, it's definitely something that's always been natural. Definitely been a guy that always want to speak passionate to my teammates. Obviously before going out on Saturdays, after all the hard work we put in throughout the week, summer, spring, fall camp. So just wanted to remind them, the work that we put in and just trusting the work, having the confidence in each other, going out there, doing our job each and every play. So it's definitely I took over for him a little, and I kind of just let it go, but it's always been natural for me.
Is that something in your post-football life that you would like to do, is be in a job or something where you have that element where you can inspire on a daily basis?
Yeah, that's definitely one of my main goals, while I'm here on this earth, to definitely inspire people, with my story and just my words, how passionate I speak about things. But definitely I think that's something I can go into, having a job. And basically, I think, after my career, I think I'll travel around, tell people a couple stories, things of that nature, but speaking has definitely been something I've always been pretty good at since a young age.
You got a great story from last year, Big 12 championship run, kind of out of nowhere. I mean, just how much fun has the last year been being an Arizona State Sun Devil and just being a part of what Coach Dillingham's building up right now?
It's definitely been fun. I was one of the first guys, one of the pioneers when he first came in with him. So just see where the program was, 3 years ago until now, it's just crazy, but, we just trust the process, trust the work, and, and didn't really worry about the results. We felt like if we put in the work that we did throughout the offseason and things of that nature, that eventually, we would be where we want to be. And, we're still not where we want to be. Last year was last year, this year is this year, and it's over now. So,
Xavion, you were a part and caught up in the web of the transfer portal back before it became basically just open season and had to sit out and play scout team for a year. How frustrating was it right after that everything just opened up like the ocean?
Obviously the situation was what it was, but I'm kind of a control what you control guy. Obviously I just did anything I could do to help my team. So whether I was playing scout team, offense, defense, special teams, I just stayed on the guys, stayed motivated. They kept me motivated, obviously, through those hard times. Wanting to be out there and help those guys. Definitely feeling like I could make an impact and not being able to, it being out of my control. But, it's definitely crazy. I definitely feel like I was ahead of the curve, but like I said, it's kind of a control what you control situation.
You played scout team offense when they needed you to?
Yeah, I played running back.
Okay.
Yeah, running back, receiver, really anything that got the ball. So
do you ever just go, hey, look, Travis Hunter's not the only one who can do this. You ever tell Coach that?
No, we always joke about it each and every time. Like, before I leave, I want to give me an office to play in before I leave, things of that nature. So, but, it's all fun and games, just fun and games.
What's it like to have a guy like Sam Leavitt running the show right now and just the amount of attention he's getting, but he seems to be handling it well just from an outsider's perspective? I mean, just there's a lot different from you guys being here a year ago, right? So just how has that been handled, do you think, especially starting with him at the top there?
Sam is a professional. He's a true professional. I see him each and every day. Me and him have a lot of conversations in private, being two leaders of the team, me basically being the quarterback of defense and him being the quarterback of the whole team, and just playing against each other at practice, playing quarterback, safety versus quarterback. I'm reading him the whole time. So, we know each other pretty well, but he's definitely a true professional, and he's definitely deserved it. He puts in the work each and every day for the attention that he's getting, and I'm really glad for him, happy for him, blessed to be on a team with him, but ready to go to war with him again this year.
We just had Coach Dillingham on. It's the first time we've talked to him personally and met him. I can't even imagine. Do you want to run through a brick wall, climb the brick wall? Like, what is it like to hear him talk?
It's honestly every time I hear him talk, I feel like I learn something new. Every time I hear him talk, I'm engaged. I feel like our whole team, like, it doesn't matter where we are. I feel like we'll go anywhere with him. Run through a brick wall, a herd, a stampede, buffaloes, or anything. Like, I just feel like, but he's very invested he's a player's coach. He's very invested in his players and having relationships, building relationships with each and every player. He says he treats everybody the same from the top to the bottom. You know, he speaks to everybody each and every day in the building. You know, nobody's over. He doesn't put himself over anybody. You know, if anything, he puts us underneath us. And, you know, everything he does is for us. So I definitely commend him. You know, obviously with my story, him giving me a chance, you know, come and get me out the portal. And when he did, he said, you know, I don't care if you can play or not. I want you on my team. So that guy, you know, always, you know, top in my book, and I always have much respect for him. So
Did you say, good news, coach, I can play?
yeah, yeah. Now
You guys, you know, a lot was talked about last year on the offense, you know, because of Cam and Jordan and all that. But defensively, you guys took massive strides as well. What do you think was the key moment like coming on for the defense that could match the offense's energy, especially as the season wore on and you have all these tough Big 12 games? You guys made some big plays and big moments.
I mean, everybody's heard the saying, defense wins championships, definitely. So, you know, with a dynamic running back and like we had last year with Scad and Sam and Jordan and just our offense, everybody on the offense, we knew that to win games, you know, we have to get those guys the ball back, you know. So, and to win games, you have to get key stops. So playing defense is, you know, playing great defense is something that, you know, Coach Ward, you know, prides in, you know, and we just felt like, we just felt like that playing good defense would put us in the right situation that we had to. So it's obviously been a focal point this year, and you know, we want to play great defense this year, and we will. So,
What's your favorite thing about being at Arizona State?
I would say the people. I would say just living in the town. You know, everybody's really about ASU. You know, everybody's really focused on what ASU is doing. You know, they're really invested into us. Like I said, the people are friendly, and I just, you know, love playing in this city, love playing for these people and this university.
Your first time on that campus, like we were there a couple years ago. Garrett and I went to see a comedy show during the Super Bowl there when Bert Kreischer was there. But your first time on the campus, it's kind of jaw dropping, isn't it? You're like, man, this place is hopping.
It's crazy. Funny story. So when I got in the portal, obviously the second time, and schools were reaching out. They reached out. ASU reached out to me, Coach Dillingham and Coach Ward, and they told me come check it out. And I was like, Arizona. I had never really been there before, but I had came up on a Friday, obviously through official visit time. Was there like on a Friday through Sunday, and when I left, I was back Wednesday with all my stuff moved in. You know, that fast. Boxes, cars, shipped, everything. I was like, hey, I'm ready. I'm here.
It's on a lot of good lists for college kids.
Definitely.
It is spectacular. Your motivation, Coach Dillingham said, why come back this year if you don't want to be better than last year? And you guys were really good. How much does 4th and 13 stick in your head throughout the offseason?
You know, it's obviously a play. You know, things happen. It's football. But, you know, I definitely feel like that those were one of the reasons, you know, why I am back. You know, I've always been a guy that's just been, you know, do everything 100%, 110%. You know, never leave anything out there. Don't take any opportunity for granted. So, you know, I definitely feel like I was just kind of getting my feet wet last year. You know, I definitely wanted to run it back with all these guys, with my teammate, with the chemistry and culture that we have. You know, I definitely wanted to go out the right way. You know, just being here the past 3 years, you know, just wanting to establish the program and the culture and things of that nature, and show these guys that this is how you do things. This is how, you know, invest to the people that invested to you, and then obviously you go chase your dream. So.
You won a state championship at Shadow Creek. Kyron Drones, we got to know him. He's now at Virginia Tech. Do you guys still stay in touch basically across the country?
Yeah, you know, Shadow Creek, you know, we obviously a high-level program. So, you know, the D1 guys that we do have, you know, we try to stay in touch, you know, keep each other motivated, just, you know, chop it up whenever we can. Obviously, being back at home whenever we're there. We usually go back and train at our high school, things of that nature. So we see each other all the time, but really everybody that's graduated. But I do see them from time to time.
How do you feel about being in uniform all day long today? This is a new thing.
I feel like I'm ready to tackle somebody.
I was going to ask you, like, you're ready to play.
There's a guy right next to you, right there to your right.
Yeah.
He's a big kid, though.
Yeah.
Hey,
Easier than scat. I'll tell you right now. Easier than scat.
When you tackle that guy every day, nothing too much to worry about.
bruises, bumps, and aches and pains.
Hey.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Appreciate
Congratulations on what you've accomplished, and good luck this year. Thank you.
Thank you so
Xavion
much.
Alford from Arizona State University with us on 365 Sports.